So this all started on eBay, as a lot of projects tend to, and the whole idea was to try and get something to replace my older Chromebook that's, gosh, 10 years old now, without spending a fortune on anything, because I'm cheap. And so I found this $50 Chromebook on eBay that's a Lenovo 14E, and I decided to buy it and see if I could, use it for general productivity, but also some gaming.
Ooh. Oh, well, that's problematic. I was gonna go to Chrome options, but it doesn't actually look like I can get there because the keyboard doesn't work. Cue Macklemore moment, I guess. But not to fear. I have a solution. And that solution is a cheap keyboard. Specifically, this cheap keyboard, which is a Red Dragon K50 552 or something. This thing was cheap when I bought it, like, I don't know, 8 years ago. But I keep it around because, I mean, you always need a cheap keyboard, right? Actually, before we accidentally hit keys, before we actually take this thing apart and possibly break it, or decide to do something dumb with it, let's do a benchmark. Silver bench. Perfect. Oh, it's going. And that is taking a while. Okay, so I got a 3086, which is cool. I'm sure that means something to someone. Doesn't mean anything to me. And nothing is working input-wise, which means something's broken, but I don't know what's broken. That's fine. I can't type anything anywhere. What's going on? Yep, no idea. I'm gonna submit it. We're doing it. We did it. We submitted a score. So you're welcome, everybody. Mission accomplished. Okay, we ran a benchmark. Let's see if we can do some tuning and maybe let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can make sure like the hyperthreading or whatnot is enabled in this. We're gonna give it a restart and see what it does. In the meantime, this is my old Chromebook from, gosh, 2014, 2015. It's $100, and this started like, I don't know, 2 minutes after that benchmark, and I've done all of these things, and this is still running. So, ooh, 2124. It's definitely lower. What, a third lower? Question is, I wonder if this has hyperthreading, but I don't know if that's enabled or not. Anyway, this is as a data point of comparison, 2124 on a really old Chromebook, 3086 on a kind of old Chromebook. So, wait, why'd the score go down? It was 3086 before. Maybe it's the browser. I have an extension running now, and it's... Here's the other Chromebook. Huh. Who knows? And here's my 9th gen iPad. So, yeah, not even close there. Didn't expect it to be. Well, that was disappointing. Well, in that case, let's go ahead and tear into it, flip it around, and see what makes it tick. Here's physically what it looks like. Got a little bit of a bend there. Ooh. Yeah, that got some damage. I've seen some stuff. Okay, scratches. Dents. Ooh. Cracked bit there. See that? I didn't notice that before. Yeah. Separating. That's probably fine. Probably fine. Anyway, not important. Has screws. Let's see what's in here. Gotta get in there. Oh man, that really doesn't want to come out, does it? Like really fry this guy because it's all bent and broken. Oh god. Oop. Well, it's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry. Alright. I think I got all the screws out. I'm gonna launch one into orbit if it didn't get out all the way. But man, these snaps are not messing around. Goodness. Wow. They're in there. I wonder where this came from. I wonder if this was like a elementary school book, Chromebook, or like who used this, you know? We never know. If maybe I could probably look on some honestly some government auction sites and see if this kind of one of these things have been sold in a auction lately. There we go. So simple. Behold. Okay, pretty standard stuff. Big ol' LiPo there. LiPo, excuse me, lithium ion. Says it right there. Not LiPo, lithium ion. This is interesting part. It was a little warm because I just got done doing benchmarking, which I probably did wrong because it wasn't powered by the wall port. So it's running off battery power, so it's probably running some sort of power saver mode, so that was probably a mistake, but we'll rerun that. Wi-Fi / Bluetooth chip here, then a daughter board for full-size USB and USB-A and USB-C, pretty cool. Some room cables to show that stuff going across. Nice, kind of nice metal hinges actually, at least inside. It's pretty cool. Let's take this battery out and see what's under there. So I messaged the seller. I was like, hey, the it's not, you know, not in bad condition, but the keyboard doesn't work. So, you know, what do you recommend me doing? Is there anything, you know, you've seen on these things that I can try to fix? Because, you know, my wife sold a bunch of stuff on eBay, and it's not easy dealing with people. I don't want to be that guy, so I'm not gonna be like, give me a new one. I'm not that kind of person. I'm like, you know, is there something I can try that you've seen that I can try to fix myself? And they're like, yeah, you know, there's a ribbon cable somewhere underneath the battery that you can fiddle with. So I'm gonna try fiddling. See how that works out. You see, that looks like it's fully seated. I'll go ahead and reseat that anyway. It's the touchpad, TP. Nice. I'm guessing this is the keyboard here. But that should be the one, I would think. I don't see anything else in here. I don't even know where the eMMC storage is, honestly. Oh, interesting. It's one of the Wi-Fi antennas? Is that what that is? Where's the black? Oh, it's right there. Look at that. That's kind of cool. I think that's one of the antennas, and there's another one right there. Is that some sort of like ground plane type thingy with copper tape? Looks like it. That's cool. Kind of neat. Okay, so let's try reseating this. I don't know if that's going to fix anything. I'll try it. I mean, looks totally fine to me. But It's you know, I don't know. Actually, while we're here, let's... I want to go further. Yeah, let's take it apart further. Okay, let's take out Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. That off. This thing, whatever that is. That guy, take that guy. Motherboard. Or touchpad. This should be the screen. Okay. Ooh, crunchy. What is that? Like stuck on something in there. Does it have to like pivot out? No way. It doesn't have to do that, surely. How are you supposed to get that out? Yep, alright. Like pull that up. Get this out. Ah, we did it. Huh. Wait. Wait, is that... Wait, that's the CPU? Or is it an APU? If it's a CPU and a GPU? Are they still doing APUs? Are we still doing that? I don't know. Look at that. Wow, that's cool. I think that's the RAM? Wow. Actually, pretty neat. I mean, look how thin that is. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, there's the CPU. Pretty cool. I think that's the memory. I mean, I can't see anywhere else unless there's like... I mean, memory modules are usually pretty easy to find. I don't see... They must... I'm gonna guess they're under there. It doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna do anything with them. But that's interesting. I mean, that's a cooling solution right there. It just slaps on this, and this whole thing acts like a heatsink. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. And the foil is for, I guess you don't short anything out through the plate here. Like you drop something in there, it doesn't, not that it's gonna short out on anything. I don't know why they put, it actually feels like an insulation. It's like kind of like a thick plastic kind of thing going on. Yeah, no idea. Okay, well, I'm not sure what I was supposed to find there, but cool. Be interesting to see what the specs of this guy are. I have no idea, but yeah, it's kind of neat. Alright, so, got a replacement. Told Sailor that I don't know what happened, and I'm very sorry. It does not look like the keyboard's working, and I somehow made it worse. And he said, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me send you a different one. And in typical fashion, whenever I get a Chromebook, I have to put a NASA sticker on it, because tradition! Alright, so we downloaded Moonlight, which is my preferred way to play games. And we're going to see if we can actually play some games on this thing. Let's try some Helldivers 2. Why not? But already, honestly, it's not great. Like, it's a lot of lag. It's not happy right now. But let's give it a try. Screen looks really kind of strange. There's like a lot of bloom or something going on. Anyway, this isn't terrible. It shouldn't technically matter if I'm in a screen, like a menu, right? Or the actual like game itself, since my desktop that's upstairs is doing all the heavy lifting, this should just basically be like streaming a video, with a little bit of, I guess, input latency going on. We'll see how this plays. I mean, it definitely isn't the worst experience I've ever had gaming, which isn't saying a whole lot. I've played on some pretty bad systems, but I mean, this isn't too bad. It's just not great. But I mean, let's keep this in context here, I guess, right? Is that this is playing on something that costs less than, like, taking my family of 4 out to lunch most times. So this whole thing was like, what, $50? And technically like 25 if you want to consider the fact that I got 2 of them for the price of that, which is pretty cool. So I mean, is this a $25 gaming experience? Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's playing a game, even if it's just streaming it, but that's still pretty cool. And this is hardwired right now, so this is running off of an Ethernet connection, and honestly, I don't know, I don't think this port is gigabit. It says, I don't think it even has a spec for it. The adapter can definitely do a gig. My internet's a gig, both ways, but I did speed tests and it's only like 200, 300 down. But it's the same with Wi-Fi and with Ethernet, which makes me think it's some sort of like, maybe like a USB interface difference or something. Maybe these are only running like USB 2 speeds, which is possible, but kind of interesting either way. But either way, I think the lag is definitely, the latency, excuse me, is better with the Ethernet. But yeah, not great. There's like lots of those stutters going on, as you can see, despite me getting murdered here. That's not the laptop's fault. I mean, what a poor craftsman blames his tools, right? But in this case, like if you're trying to do something even remotely competitive, yeah, this ain't gonna work. This isn't gonna cut it. But I mean, good enough for, casual gaming, I guess. If you have a hardwire connection and you don't really want to have any sort of immersiveness, then it's fine. One thing I will say is, strangely enough, so the first one I got, the keyboard's dead, right? The part about this laptop I like the most is actually the keyboard. It's way better than it should be. I mean, is it like a custom bespoke mechanical keyboard with all sorts of fancy switches and lube and gaskets and all that stuff? Well, no, but totally serviceable as a keyboard, and actually not bad. Like, I wouldn't turn this down on just using it every day. This is pretty nice, which is kind of cool because it's, once again, $50 for that. So yeah, touchpad's not great. Keyboard, not bad. So second gaming test, let's do something probably a bit more of Chromebook speed. And actually, funny enough, use the Chromebook itself instead of a remote machine with specifically built for gaming. Let's run some RuneScape. It's I'd say it's already slower than my phone, but looking at those silver bench scores, that shouldn't really be a surprise. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you expect. It's RuneScape. I mean, you can run this on a potato, which arguably this kind of is. But of course, this runs just fine, because I distinctly remember running this on, like, God, it must have been like a Pentium 3 or 4 a long time ago. So yeah, I mean, a dual core is gonna be just fine. So yeah, all you hardcore gamers out there, definitely still playing RuneScape. In that case, buy this Chromebook, I suppose. All right, so conclusion time. Should you buy a Lenovo 14E first gen? Yeah, Chromebook. If you want a basic computer for $50. Yeah, honestly, it's pretty great. I've actually used this for the past, I don't know, 2 weeks or so, every day, and not for work, of course, but for just web browsing, for putting lists together, shopping, research, stuff like this. I think it's great. And it's almost disposable to where, like, you know, if you get it run over by something or gets destroyed or a toddler gets a hold of it, you're not going to really be upset. But yeah, as far as just a general computer, I think it's pretty great. And so how about for gaming? Gaming, I would say no. Unless you want to play some like Google Play Store games on it, I think it's kind of a pass. I would much rather get a $50 phone and throw it into some sort of controller like the Razer Kishi. I have one of those. Probably do a video on how I do that with Moonlight. That's my preferred way to game anymore. I would definitely go that route and spend just a little bit more and do that, or even just a cheap phone with a cheap controller or something like that. Because honestly, cheap Android phones are going to be way more powerful than this thing.